Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at Street Fighter 2 movie for the PlayStation. No, not the game featuring Jean-Claude Van Damme, unfortunately. I actually like that game. No, this one is based on the Street Fighter 2 animated movie that came out in 1994, which I thought was really good. Way better than the live-action movie, in fact. But in something of a role reversal, it's actually a significantly worse game. It was of course developed and published by Capcom, released in 1995, and there's also a version for the Sega Saturn. For those that haven't seen the movie, it picks up after the end of the first game, when Ryu defeated Sagat. Vega, the leader of the criminal organization known as Shadaloo, has been recruiting martial artists to join his elite group of warriors, and he wants to add Ryu to his fold. But since Ryu is a wandering vagabond, he's unable to track him down. So he settles for going after Ken instead. At the same time, Chun-Li and Guile are working together to find Vega and bring him to justice while also exacting their revenge on him for killing the people closest to them, and scattered about the film are fights between various characters. You'd hope you'd play from the perspective of one of the several central characters, but instead you take on the role of one of Shadaloo's androids that's sent out to find and collect data on elite martial artists that Vega is monitoring. Yes, much like Street Fighter 2010, a Street Fighter game where you don't play as any of the Street Fighter characters. The vast majority of the gameplay in Street Fighter 2 movie is spent watching the movie, but you're watching from the perspective of an android, so it's bordered by android vision. The whole goal is to monitor the various world warriors and capture their fighting data to increase your own fighting abilities. You do this by watching scenes from the movie and hitting the button to scan for data at the right time, meaning when they're performing attacks. Also, you're apparently a psychic android, because there are times when you're actually scanning Ryu and Ken's memories. Well, it is confirmed that the thing can see through walls as well, so I guess it just has lots of abilities that aren't fully explained. Anyway, this is what you do for 95% of the game, and boy, can it get boring. There are long stints of time where you can't scan anything, no gameplay at all. You just watch ultra exciting scenes like Ken having lunch with Eliza and Guile visiting comatose Chun-Li in the hospital. Riveting. In all seriousness though, this game takes a decent anime and turns it into a painfully tedious video game. The only other gameplay to speak of is a fight. Imagine that. But even this is pretty lame. You again play as the android and you fight against Ryu. And that's it. You can't play as anybody else, and you can't fight against anybody else. On top of that, the android is just a reskin of Ken from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, so you're not even playing as a new character really. Also, how good of a job you did at scanning data throughout the game dictates how fast and strong you are, and you can bet on being very slow and very weak, as you likely didn't scan at all the best times on your first playthrough. If you lose the fight, then you watch the end of the movie where Ryu and Ken defeat Vega. I don't know what the hell happens if you win, because I didn't. Oh, and you only have one round. Lose that round and it's all over. You can play the battle mode anytime you like though, just in case you don't feel like sitting through the rest of the game. You just have to put in the longest password ever devised by man. Anyway, this part is just a crappy Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo demo. Combine it with the other 95% of this game and you've got my least favorite Street Fighter game of all time. Again, great movie, but this is not a game that needed to be made. Right about now is when I would normally talk a bit about the graphics and sound design, But like I said, you're just watching the anime. The only graphics to speak of are the miscellaneous blinking lights and such from your Android vision. So instead, I'm just gonna vent some questions that have always bothered me. For one, does Ryu ever change that karate gi? It must smell like BO, man. And where is he getting the money to sustain himself if he's basically just an uneducated drifter? 2, does Chun-Li always wear her kung fu outfit with the knee-high boots and heavy red eyeshadow when she's on official Interpol business? And finally, something that always bugged me. During the fight scene between Ken and T-Hawk, Ken specifically says he has no desire to fight T-Hawk. Then why the hell did you come to meet him in an abandoned warehouse in the middle of the night? Anyway, nothing really to say on the graphics or sound. You at least get to watch the fight scenes from the film, which are really good, and that's the best thing I can say about this one. So, unless you're a die-hard Street Fighter fan and have to have every single game in the series in your collection, just look past this one. It's an interesting oddity in the franchise, but it's really just no fun at all. I would recommend that you watch the anime though, even the English version that was localized by Renegade Video, complete with 90s grunge soundtrack and all. That being said, play pretty much any other Street Fighter game, and leave this one be. You won't be missing much.
Hey.